Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you a story that's as heartbreaking as it is inspiring. After decades of love, laughter, and countless memories shared in the public eye, Mark Consuelos has made a life-changing decision following his shocking divorce from Kelly Ripa. What was once one of Hollywood's most admired marriages has come to an end. And now, the world is waiting to see what comes next. But what Mark chose to do after this heartbreaking chapter will surprise you, and perhaps even inspire you. Stay with me until the very end of this video, because this isn't just about celebrity gossip, it's about resilience, choices, and the courage to start over when life feels broken. For more than 2 decades, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were the picture of romance. They met in the mid-90s when both were young actors filled with dreams, and their love story unfolded before the cameras and behind closed doors. To many fans, they were living proof that a Hollywood love could last. Their marriage wasn't just about glitz, it was about teamwork, family, and weathering storms together. But behind the public smiles, cracks began to form, and those cracks eventually led to a shattering decision neither of them ever thought they'd face. What were those cracks, and how did a seemingly unshakable love begin to unravel? Private struggles behind the cameras. Hollywood often paints love in gold, but the reality is far more complicated. Between demanding work schedules, raising children, and the constant glare of the spotlight, Mark and Kelly faced battles only they could truly understand. Long separations, career pressures, and lifestyle differences took their toll. Friends close to the couple whispered about disagreements, about moments of silence where once there had been laughter. And yet, they stayed, they fought, they tried. Until one day, trying wasn't enough anymore. And when the final decision came, Mark knew his life would never look the same again. The divorce announcement that shook fans. When the news broke, fans across America were stunned. How could this couple, who seemed so perfect, call it quits? For many, it was personal. Viewers had grown up watching Kelly and Mark, seeing them as a reflection of what enduring love could look like. But life, as it so often does, reminded everyone that even the strongest love stories can take unexpected turns. In the quiet aftermath of the announcement, Mark Consuelos retreated from the spotlight. And it was in that silence that he began to shape the most important decision of his life. But what did Mark decide to do when the cameras were no longer rolling and his heart was heavy with loss? Imagine standing at a crossroads where one path leads to despair and the other, though uncertain, promises growth and healing. That's where Mark found himself. Divorce wasn't just the end of a marriage, it was the end of a daily rhythm, a partnership, and the comfort of someone who had been by his side for so many years. He could have given into bitterness. He could have disappeared into regret. But instead, he chose something far braver. And this choice, surprising to many, revealed a side of Mark that few had ever seen. Mark's big life decision. So, what was this decision? Mark Consuelos decided not to let heartbreak define him. Instead of drowning in sorrow, he chose to reinvent himself. Sources close to the actor revealed that he took a step back from Hollywood, focusing on personal growth, traveling alone, and finding meaning in ways he had never explored before. He embraced wellness, spirituality, and even began writing, pouring his pain and lessons onto paper in hopes of helping others navigate their own storms. For a man once known for his charm and strength, this vulnerability became his new foundation. But Mark's journey wasn't just about healing, it was about discovery. And what he discovered may surprise you. Though the marriage had ended, family remained at the center of Mark's world. He devoted more time to his children, not as a part of a couple, but as a father finding his own rhythm. Their bond deepened in ways only possible through hardship. For Mark, these connections became his anchor, and for his kids, seeing their father's resilience became a lesson that they'd carry forever. But while family grounded him, there was still an emptiness, one that only a new chapter could fill. A journey of healing and self-discovery. Heartbreak often forces us to look inward, to confront the parts of ourselves we've ignored. For Mark, this meant rediscovering who he was outside of Kelly, outside of marriage, outside of the roles he had played for so long. He began exploring passions long set aside, painting, fitness retreats, even quiet meditation by the ocean. These weren't escapes, but stepping stones toward rebuilding a life with purpose. And just when he thought his journey was only about survival, something unexpected happened. Instead of chasing roles in Hollywood, Mark Consuelos began working on a mission helping others heal. He started speaking publicly about resilience, about love lost, and about the courage it takes to start again at any age. His story wasn't just his own anymore, it became a lifeline for others who had faced heartbreak, divorce, and life's unexpected changes. Mark's decision wasn't about fame, but about meaning. But would this new mission truly fill the void left behind by the end of his marriage? Mark has spoken about how love never really disappears. It changes, it transforms, but it leaves its mark on your soul. His time with Kelly shaped him, and even in divorce, he carries gratitude for what they shared. For his audience, his message is clear. Endings don't have to mean defeat. They can be the beginning of something unexpected, something more profound. And so, what lies ahead for Mark Consuelos? That's the question fans everywhere are asking. Mark Consuelos' big life decision after his divorce from Kelly Ripa wasn't to run, to hide, or to resent. It was to grow, to heal, and to inspire. He chose resilience over regret, meaning over misery, and courage over comfort. For all of us, especially in our later years, his story reminds us that it's never too late to start again. Love may fade, chapters may close, but life continues to offer us new chances if we're brave enough to take them. So as we reflect on Mark's decision, perhaps the real story isn't about divorce at all. It's about transformation. It's about how even when life knocks us down, we can choose to rise not as the same person, but as someone stronger, wiser, and ready for what comes next. Mark Consuelos is living proof that heartbreak is not the end. It's the start of a new beginning. If you've been moved by this story, please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss future updates on Mark Consuelos and other important stories. And in the comments below, share your messages of love and encouragement from Mark and Kelly.